Honestly, I'm often surprised at some students who make it through the online assessment and some don't.
Try very hard really just to be yourself.
I also recommend people not overthink it.
The main thing is to stay calm.
First of all, the personality piece, there's not really a way to prepare for that. OPM won't even tell us what it's trying to gauge, so we're really uncertain what it's trying to measure within.
At situational and life experiences and written, it's not like they can study for it. They can certainly, I encourage them to talk to other students who've lived and breathed it and to do the typical things to prepare for it.
In terms of tips for the online process, I highly recommend reviewing the PMF guide. The PMF program office posts that online, and so you definitely want to see and get an idea of the types of questions, if it hurts you to answer wrong versus not answer at all, because that can mean two different things. So I recommend people do that.
Probably the easiest thing to do would be either getting some sort of test prep book like the LSAT or the GRE. Those types of questions are going to probably be fairly similar to what they're testing for within that online assessment.
Be relaxed and calm so that you can think clearly as you're being assessed through the process. So I would advise students to try to use all their coping mechanisms to make themselves relaxed and calm and natural during the process.
And it sometimes can feel a little bit arbitrary, and students need to understand that. Particularly on the writing side, I think that's the one where they really, we talk about pulling in a lot of what you've studied here in graduate school around policy, about how to write really strong papers.
I also recommend people not overthink it. The life experiences section can ask you similar things in different ways, and if you're just spending too much time overthinking your answers, I think it's to your detriment. So, prepare, but then just go do it.
I know they looked for consistency in some of the responses because they would ask the same question from different perspectives. How would an employer say this about you? How would a friend say this about you? So I think as long as you're honest and you're presenting yourself in the right way, it'll really increase your chances of being selected for the program.
It used to be at testing centers, and now people do it themselves, and making sure silly things, it might seem silly, is that there's the only specific browsers you have. If your browser shuts off, so making sure all the logistics, which is something students often don't think about in this day and age because they think, oh, it's going to be easy to access it. So just preparing for that side too.